What is going on, guys? It's Back Smasher here. It's really fucking late, about 1:30 in the morning. Got some news today from my doctor that I'm kind of having mixed reviews about. As everybody knows, I have colon cancer, stage 4, and I've been going through been going through chemo, and just got done my 7th treatment last week. Last week was probably my week from hell, my absolute worst. I was throwing up the whole time. Was really, really fucking sick. Scared the crap out of myself. Scared the shit out of a lot of fucking people, to be honest with you. Even my doctor, he was really worried about everything. Blood pressure was through the roof. It was really weak. If I could have sat in a wheelchair, I probably would have. It was that bad. So, we changed a few meds up on me. I'll be taking steroids and everything else. And I went in today, just for my regular checkup that I do every Tuesday. And he checked everything out. Oh, the other thing was, last week my tumors actually didn't shrink at all. They were the same size, which kind of was disheartening to me. I didn't want to lose hope, but I was very upset about it, not going to lie. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but it's one of those when you have leaps and bounds like I've been having with my chemo, and the tumor shrinking really quick, and then all of a sudden it just stops. It got me choked up a bit. I think my whole thing is, I don't want to die. I know I'm going to if a lot of this stuff doesn't work. So, but it just really, it was like a kick to fucking, a slap in the face, like, hey, look, you need to wake the fuck up. So, I figured, I didn't have a good week at all. It was really rough, really, really rough. Very emotional time. I didn't probably completely recoup till Sunday. That's usually my normal day when I start feeling normal. But, I mean, it was Saturday. I pushed myself way too hard. Went out grocery shopping and shouldn't have done it. Should have sat in one of the hover-around fucking carts. And instead I didn't. And I was an asshole. And it really fucked me up really bad. So I go in today and he suggested that he was thinking about maybe, trying to find a surgeon. Because maybe my tumors were small enough now that we could maybe find a surgeon. So he's been calling apparently, he called all day Friday, all day Monday, all day today, and nobody was covering my insurance. And he found 15 doctors, but they don't cover my insurance. They don't carry, they won't take my insurance, so I kind of get screwed. I'm like, well, I'll just keep trucking on and dealing with chemo, and it sucks, but maybe this new pill regimen of steroids and a few other things will help out. Well, apparently I talked to him and everything else. Then the nurse calls me up, the infusion nurse fucking calls me up, freaking out because of she found out how bad I really was and how we need to change this. And I'm like, look, the doctor already got this situated, we don't have to worry about this, so we'll be fine. She's like, oh, okay. Which kind of was just like, don't you two communicate? Apparently not. Communication is key, people. Kind of, especially when you're dealing with my life, and my life is in your fucking hands. So, I did have a last resort. It's called Moffitt Cancer Center, and my doctor's biggest fear is, he didn't want to lose me as a patient, because the second I go there, I can get put on a drug trial or this or that or whatever, and he never has me as a patient ever again. So he's very sincere about stuff, which is pretty cool to me. That I like that. So probably I'm about to leave, and he finally finds a doctor. They take my insurance, but he has to call him on his cell phone and this and that. So he's rattling away, and I'm like, dude, I'm hungry. It's 12 o'clock. I'm fucking starving. Fat kid's got to eat. So deuces, give me a call, let me know what's going on when you figure everything out. And he's like, all right, no problem. So I leave, I go out to dinner, or go out to lunch with my mom, And we're done, and I get a phone call, and it's the doctor's office. I'm like, okay, cool, so let me see what they have to say. And they're like, well, we found you a doctor, it's going to be next Wednesday. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, Wednesday is my second day of chemo. I'm like, I can't do anything. I'm sorry, but I was like, you guys should see how I am when I'm on chemo. I was like, my first day I sleep. The second day I'm fucking deathly ill. And my third day is starting my recoup, and I'm still deathly ill. And she's like, well, no, he really wants you to see this doctor. I'm like, well, I'm not going after chemo. I said, I'm sorry. You guys got to figure your shit out. And she's like, no, you don't understand. You're going to this doctor. And I said, well, what, are you, my fucking mother? I'm like, yeah, I know I'm going to go to this doctor, but you're going to have to reschedule it. And she's like, no, you're not getting it. You can't have chemotherapy fluids in your system for 4 weeks if you're going to get the surgery. I said, okay, whatever. And I haven't agreed to the surgery yet. I'm very, very, I'm scared shitless, I'm not going to lie. One of those things where it's 2 procedures at once. The first procedure, they have to slice me the fuck open, and they have to literally fillet the tumors off of my abdominal wall. And then, once they get those off of there, they have to pull out my fucking intestine, which is my large intestine, my colon, and they are going to cut out the section and sew the 2 sections back together, so I don't have a colostomy bag. If you guys don't know what a colostomy bag is, fucking look it up. It's fucking nasty, and it's like instant diarrhea, and yeah, I'm screwed. I'm definitely going to lose weight no matter what. But besides that point, the whole thing where, the surgery, I understand, I need to get, it would be great for me to get the surgery. That's awesome. I think my whole thing is 6 months ago it's about 6 months ago is when I was diagnosed, and I was given 6 months to live. So pretty much now I'm living on borrowed time. And it scares me for the sheer fact that it's not that I don't want to die. I'm ready to go whenever. I know I've lived a good life. I don't want to leave my kids behind. That's my biggest fear, I've got 4 kids. I still think to myself, why am I the one in this situation? What did I do to deserve this? But it is what it is. I have to deal with it, so therefore I'm going to. Oh, sorry, I had to crack my neck. So, with that being said, I end up going, okay, alright, whatever. So, I'm like bickering back and forth. I'm tired, I'm fucking hungry. I didn't sleep all fucking night. It's the painkillers. So, do all that jazz and whatnot, and finally she's like, no, you're not going to have chemo. So, I'm kind of doing the happy dance, because I think of chemo now, and I'm fine now, but like during the day, I broke down in tears to my mom, telling her that I didn't want to do it, because the more I do it, the more it kills me. It literally fucking kills me. And I know everybody's like, oh, you gotta fight, and it's like, yeah, I know, I'm going to. This is the toughest thing I've ever had to do in my life, and it feels like I'm going to die every time I do it. Every fucking Sunday, I am literally kissing the ground, thanking God, praising the Lord that I'm still alive, because I just went through hell. It puts a huge stress on my family, a huge stress on my wife. She deals with me, and she deals with the kids, and she works full time, and on top of that, she's going to school full time. So when I'm on my chemo, I'm out of commission. I'm fucking laying in bed looking like I'm dead, and I know it bothers her. But, this is a price I have to pay to keep living, or, if I didn't, I'd be dead by now. So, I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to do chemo. I have a CAT scan I have to do on Thursday so they can see how big everything is. And I kind of got my hopes up because, you know what, at that point I kind of talked myself into, yeah, I am going to do the surgery. Now I think I've kind of gotten to the point where I might have jumped the gun to my conclusion of what if everything, it's too big? What if it's inoperable? What if they can't do anything? And I've already got it in my head like, hey, yeah, I'm getting the surgery. I'm not going to do chemo anymore. So then they hold me off for a week, and then the next week I get stuck doing chemo. But here's the other issue. They need to make sure that they take out all the cancerous cells. And then I have to completely recover because I might actually do 2 more batches of chemo, 2 more treatments of chemo, just to get all the microscopic shit out. Because at that point it'll fucking kill everything. So the cancer doesn't come back. And it puts a giant stress on my family because my wife is in school. And I'm thanking the Lord that she's doing online classes instead of at the school, because that would be screwed. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing because she can't take off a week of fucking school. So, get the phone call, and when I got the phone call, I literally, jumped for joy, and then I cried because I was told in the beginning, you're not gonna live this long. You've got 6 months to live. And it was just like, holy shit, I'm gonna beat this. And now I'm afraid that I've worked myself up to the point where, indigestion, it sucks. Where, what if they say, sorry, we can't do anything for you? And I'm kind of, now I'm fucking happy because I'm like, ooh, we're going to get this shit done. And now it's, fuck. What if they say that? And I'm not thinking negative, I'm not. I know everybody's telling me to stay strong and kick cancer's ass and, keep going through it. And yeah, I'm going to, but I need you guys to understand how stressful this is on me, how, emotionally tearing it is for me to be doing this shit. And I do, and my whole thing is I'm going to fucking keep doing what I have to do to make sure that, I get extra time with my kids, I get extra time with my family. And I guess it kind of sounds selfish, but that's what I want to do. I want to live. I don't want to fucking die. So, Wednesdays pretty much like D-Day is when I get to find out whether or not we're going to do the surgery. And if they do the surgery, I'm already 1 week. That'll be 2 weeks. So like 2 weeks after that, maybe 3 weeks after that, is when they'll prep me for surgery and get all that shit situated. And then I do the surgery. I'm going to be out of commission for a while. And I kind of look at my mom for inspiration on this one because my mom had a hysterectomy done about the same age as me. They just adopted me. I think I was maybe like 2 or 3 years old. And they found out that, she couldn't have kids, so that's why they adopted. But she had her whole uterus, fallopian tubes, fucking ovaries, all pulled the hell out. And she has this gnarly looking fucking scar that pretty much goes from like her belly button all the way around back to almost to her fucking kidney. And that's just kind of how they did it. And I remember her going through the pain. It's one of those like weird memories I have of that time, of my mom barely being able to walk, crying every day, and just shit like that. And it kind of, I guess, I wouldn't say it emotionally scarred me, but it sits in there. And it's one thing I remember. It's another weird memory that I have this awesome fucking bent wood fucking rocking chair that I won't get rid of. My wife was trying to figure out why, and I finally explained to her when my mom was in the hospital. My dad and I never had a good relationship ever growing up. We always fought a lot. Now we do. We have a great relationship. My dad was never a hands-on type of father with, wasn't the emotional type. And I knew my dad was really emotionally wrecked. Like, it really fucked him up that my mom was in the hospital. And I remember, and this is, I guess, why I watched TV in the fucking dark as well, that I was, and why I like oranges, I would sit in the middle of the living room. He'd move the coffee table and everything else out of the way. Sit in the living room, and I would sit on his lap, rocking back and forth, eating oranges in the dark. And that's why I love this fucking rocking chair, which now sits in my bedroom. But, like, that's the memories I have of when my mom went through her cancer and everything else. So, I mean, there is good with the bad, and you have to take the good with the bad no matter what. And they keep telling me that, it's, like, my oncologist is like, look, it's doable. You'll be fine. You can do this. We can do this. We can beat this. And I'm happy that he is very supportive, because if he didn't, I'd be like, go fuck yourself, buddy. You can eat a fat bag of dicks, because I ain't fucking doing that. When in reality, I am scared shitless. I'm going to go through with this, but my biggest fear is, of course, dying on the fucking operating table. And it is, I've seen how the procedure's done, and it's doable. I just want to make sure I come back. I think it's kind of, I guess I'm superstitious, because I am past that 6-month mark. Even though, my cancer is just about 3/4 of the way gone. To me, it's like I'm still living on borrowed time. And I kind of, it's like, and I guess, I can't control this either. I can't control when I go. When I go is when I go. Right now, to me, I don't want to go. I want to make sure that I can fucking be there for my kids. So, like, this next week or so, or this past few days, I've noticed, like, I'm not as much as an asshole as I say I would be. I mean, I'm not an asshole. I'm very militant with my kids, just because that's how my dad was with me. May sound like an excuse, but I don't want my kids to act like a bunch of these fucking idiots out on fucking Black Ops, like a bunch of fucking asshole fucking douchebags that fucking get everything handed to them. My kids work for everything, they bust their ass, but I love them, and I tell them that every fucking day. But I've been extremely lenient and very laid back, and my kids are just kind of like, what the fuck is wrong with that? There's something wrong. Because I'm very, I don't know, I'm just kind of over the top, like hanging out with them, goofing around even more, because I'm cherishing the time that I have with them now. And it's funny, like, my oldest son, Jordan, I know you're probably going to be watching this. My oldest son is sitting at my youngest son's bus stop waiting to pick him up today as I'm coming home from hanging out with my mom and shit. And we're driving by, and I'm just like, and he's just like, oh, what the? And we stop, and I'm like, just messing with you, bud. Doing goofy shit like that. And I'm like, got something right here. And he's like, that's twice, Dad. You flipped me off. I said, yep. Welcome to the suck. Still love you, though. And, I mean, it's funny. Like, I have fun with my kids. I have to have fun with my kids. My youngest daughter is driving me up a wall. She's hit the age of 3, but the terrible 2s have come out in the age of fucking 3. Oh my God, I'm so happy she's in daycare, and I'm so happy the kids are back at school, because during the summer, my days of no chemo, I was like, oh my God, how do I do this? So that's, pretty much my whole thing. I fucking wasted like 19 minutes of your fucking time. Talked very quietly, because it's 1:50 in the morning. I'm sitting on my back porch, and my screens are completely down, and my son's bedroom is, like, right there on the other side of this camera. The boy's bedroom. And I don't want to fucking wake him. So, I mean, tell me what you think. What would you do if you were in my situation? And yeah, I'm not giving up. There's no way in hell I'm giving up. I'm sorry, I've come too fucking far. And, I will kick cancer's ass. I just, it's one of those, it's not anything I've ever had to deal with. And yeah, I'm kind of fucking scared shitless in the whole fucking process. But I believe that things will work out. I know things will work out. I'll be fine in the long run. So, yeah, it's some scary shit. And if you dislike this video, you dislike the video. If you like the video, you like the video. If you want to subscribe to see how, everything else pans out. And if my next video is, I'm going to do a video before I do go into surgery and shit like that. But, if you mysteriously see my wife hop on and or it's a video of me saying, hi, I'm dead, I don't really want to fucking record one of those. But I have it done just in case, just so everybody knows. Which is kind of creepy. It really creeps me the fuck out when I see that. But, yeah, I'm going to keep a fucking positive spirit about this. I'm going to kick cancer's ass. On top of that, I've eaten a lot of painkillers today, so my shit was fucking hurting. And I'm extremely tired, and I'm probably not going to fall asleep. So, I'm going to leave everybody, let everybody go. I'm XGC Bag Smasher. Remember, eat a fat bag of dicks, have a good fucking day, and go fuck yourself.